We got a massive update for how archetypes work in Metaphor Refantazio, and a reveal for a new character that they didn't really highlight much, but it was shown if you were paying close attention. There's also some more gameplay footage floating around of a demo that's at Summer Games Fest that's showing the boss fights as well as the new character that was revealed in action, which I'll sprinkle as B-roll throughout the course of this video. But for now, we're going to start by opening it up with the archetypes. They revealed that there's going to be 14 base archetypes that are categorized as a lineage that evolve and strengthen as you bond with the supporter of that archetype to unlock higher tier variations of that lineage. So we did have this image in the past that shows all of the different archetypes and their names, but now it's been confirmed that the ones categorized with the base archetype are going to be the evolution and the lineages of it. And you're going to have to hit certain objectives by, like I said, bonding with that particular supporter to unlock that next tier. And I'd presume it's going to be that in combination with leveling up some portion of the lineage. But now I'm going to break down the base archetypes that they discussed with their description and a few evolved archetypes that they got into. The first being the Seeker, which is versatile and well-rounded. The Mage that can exploit enemy weaknesses with powerful magic. A Thief that's skilled in abilities like robbery. A Brawler that excels with physical attacks using their fist. A Warrior that excels with sword attacks. A Knight that has outstanding defensive skills, a Healer that specializes in recovery, the Commander that has skills relevant to formation and support, a Gunner that's going to be able to shoot from a distance, a Merchant that uses money related attacks, and lastly a Faker that uses what they describe as tricky moves. And now this I don't believe is all 14 of the base archetypes, but these are the ones they outlined. And now the evolved archetypes and like evolved versions and lineages are going to be the Masked Dancer, who can manipulate skills and resistance based on the armor equipped. A Summoner, yeah, there's gonna be a Summoner that's gonna be able to summon powerful monsters, which is gonna be really cool to experiment with. A Berserker that has tremendous destructive power. A Magic Seeker that uses powerful wind magic, as well as reinforced support and passives. A Soul Hacker, which has powerful magic such as additional MP recovery effects and resistance penetration. And so that's gonna be the Seeker that's going to evolve into the Magic Seeker in his lineage, which can then evolve into the Soul Hacker. And now the other lineage example they gave was the Gunner that's going to be able to evolve into the Sniper. And the Sniper is going to be good at ranged attacks that target all targets. And the Sniper lineage can evolve into the Dragoon, which is going to be able to trigger attacks with various magic attributes. I'll put this image up again if you want to look at and see other evolutions of different lineages from the base. But that's going to take care of what they discussed in terms of giving us specific examples, but this image I believe goes into more than they actually gave us. I'm going to be covering Metaphor Refantazio in depth, and so if you like videos like this recapping all of the big news, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. I want to try and get this video to 100 likes so I can see if you guys like this form of content, but let's get back into the video. Another thing that they really emphasized is they don't want parties to just become stagnant where only certain archetypes become relevant late game, and they wanted to implement a system that's going to be able to encourage party diversity that's going to make experiences differ. And so what they did to address this is once you master an ability on an archetype, it's going to be able to be inherited when you equip another archetype. And from this screenshot, it shows you can inherit up to 2 mastered skills from the other archetypes onto the archetype that you have equipped. So this I think is going to be a really cool system when it comes to experimenting and testing to try and build that perfect archetype where you have inherited skills from other archetypes to make it a unique, diverse experience that can maybe highlight some of the weaknesses that are going to be on your equipped archetype that are going to be addressed with the inherited skills from your off archetypes that you've mastered their abilities. I can just see it now. The range on this is just going to go crazy with the things that you can do. And I already can see you guys figuring out some just like crazy busted combo to just build this invincible archetype. And so I'm looking forward to playing this game on like the hardest difficulties to see if I can get into my bag with this type of system and, you know, develop that archetype that like, you know, hey, this is me. This is my signature, the one that I found, and I'm going to use this and see how far I can get. Oh man, I'm just getting excited thinking about it. I hit on a few of these in my everything you need to know about Metaphor video, but I'm gonna go over them really quick just in case you weren't able to see that. But if you want it in detail, make sure you check out that video. But they stated that in the open world, when you do fast battling, which is gonna be the action-based combat, your weapon is gonna change based on which archetype you have equipped. And so an example would be if you have a Gunner, you're going to be able to use the crossbow in the open world, which is the weakness of flying enemies, where if you have the mage archetype equipped, you're going to be able to use a staff, which is going to excel in AoE clear. So each different archetype not only has strengths and weaknesses in command battle, they also have them with the abilities that they give you in the open world with the weapon equipped. And just to quickly add on to that, they dive deeper into the front and back row system, where certain archetypes that are going to, be ranged archetypes are going to maybe excel more being in the back row because they're going to be weaker, such as the mage that has low defense, but it can hit that range. So that's going to be an archetype that excels in the back row, where maybe one of the tankier archetypes was going to excel in the front row. But this is kind of standard stuff we see in JRPGs. They just highlighted that a little bit more. Another thing I covered in the video that I mentioned earlier is going to be the synthesis system, but this time they actually explained it in detail. And now the way that this is going to work is it's going to allow players to combine different archetypes to access stronger moves based on the synergy that they have with archetypes within their party. And so you're not just going to be able to unlock all of the different synthesis abilities. The synthesis abilities that you have accessible to you are going to be based on which archetypes you have equipped to other party members that are in the party. And so they're going to be able to combine or synthesize to create a special ability that wouldn't be accessible to just that base archetype. And so an example would be the healer and the mage are both single target archetypes, but if you use a synthesis ability, this allows them to attack multiple enemies with their magic. This sounds busted, but what they've done to kind of limit you from spamming this is the crystal system. And the crystal system signifies how many turns you have left before you have to yield the turn over to your opponent. You're going to get extra turns if you hit a weakness, but you're also going to have to sacrifice turns if you want to use one of these synthesis abilities. And the stronger the ability is, the more turns you have to sacrifice to utilize it. The last thing we're going to hit on is going to be the new party member that they just casually showed in a cutscene, but didn't really talk about it. And as we're getting more footage from the demo at Summer Games Fest, we're seeing that new character being used in battle. I believe in the trailer they showed them being used as the masked dancer, but I'll have some B-roll here flashing showing her being utilized in battle, which I think she looks like a dope character. And so the party is going to be 4 members, and then you're going to have members in the reserve that you can swap in. They said at the base game, we're going to start with 4 characters, and as you progress through the story, there's going to be 7 different characters. Excuse me, I said 7. There's going to be 7 different characters that you can use and swap in from that reserve to be in the active 4. But this is the 5th one, I believe, that we've got revealed, and the other 2, I'm not sure I've seen any information on them. So they're still currently undecided, but something that I thought was cool. And so we're getting more information about the game. It's just so exciting. I'm going to be covering Metaphor Refantazio in depth. So if you want to make sure that you get updates and videos like this to stay up to date on all the information coming out, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. But thank you for your time, and I'll catch you in the next one.